Hi, everybody. Welcome to Walking the Way with Picasso Roberts. I didn't forget who I am, I promise. I'm so used to saying my website, Mediumship by Picasso. So anyway, well, there's a plug. Dun, dun. Yes, I am Picasso Roberts. I'm a psychic medium and empath and an author. And today is going to be a little bit different show. So we're going to do a couple little different things. So no worries. It's all about change and flexibility and all that kind of good stuff. And, you know, although I'm not one to be able to talk paint off a wall, but I can at least get a little bit of time in here. So no problem. I hope everybody's doing well. And I hope that, I'm just ecstatic that everything is starting to move forward and is in big change and all of that kind of stuff. So, I know what feels weird is that I usually hear myself back, but I'm so glad that I don't. So that's good. All right. So first and foremost, so I was checking in with Spirit before the show, just kind of doing a meditation and trying to figure out, all right, what are we doing? What are we going to talk about? And what I got from Spirit is they want to talk about the rise above. They want to talk about, all that crap that we've been sort of smoldering in for the past, 8, 9 months. It's been a while now, almost a year since a lot of the COVID stuff started happening, and probably even a little bit before that. But Spirit wants to talk about rebirth and about change and about embracing new options. So I don't know about everybody else out there, but, there have been huge changes with regards to work and, things like that for me. Yes, I do psychic mediumship, but I'm also a licensed massage therapist. So nobody wants to be touched by a massage therapist when there's cooties around. So it's a no cootie zone. So I have been sort of jumping in head first with the mediumship and the psychic work and things like that. So I'm really super happy about it. I'm embracing it as much as I can. I'm promoting the book that I wrote. So this is a good time to do that. I'm actually going to do a little bit of reading from that today. So the book that I wrote is called Walking the Way. I named the show after it just because it's, easier. It's called, what is it called? It's a story of strength, courage, and my introduction to spirit. So I'll read a little bit. I'm called to do that today as well. But embracing the change is really, really important because did I freak out when I didn't have massage clients and they all bailed on me and, the lockdown came and all of that? Yeah, for about a half a second. Well, maybe about a half hour or possibly a day. But I had to take a breath in and decide where this was going to go. What was I going to do? And, look, we're all survivors. We've all been through some stuff. Let me just tell you. I'm not alone in that. I know you guys are all going through stuff as well with unemployment and, the virus still being out there and other health issues and domestic issues and relationship stuff and all of that. So what I would say then is what I did is just sort of let the anger go about it because the anger is not going to do anything but, muster something up or manifest something up in your physical body. And that's not good. Anger, they say, is connected to the liver and gallbladder. You don't want to do that. You want to keep everything, acknowledge it, of course, but then let it go. And one of the things that, I've been practicing over the years is learning how to, not hold on to the crap that gets dumped in my lap. So letting it go. How do you do that? You take a breath in, you just take a breath in. I've been working with essential oils for a while, and I have a technique that I use. And you can take a nice essential oil like an orange or a lavender or something like that. Put a couple of drops in your hand, and then think about what it is that is upsetting you. The job that you just got let go of, or, the spouse that's giving you trouble, or the kid that's, making you crazy, or your neighbors banging on the walls, or whatever it is. Take a moment and focus on what that is that's upsetting you. And when you close your eyes and you look at that and you get a really good snapshot of what that's all about, and where does it, what does it make you feel? Say, for example, okay, it makes you feel angry. Well, where do you feel that anger in your body? It makes me feel angry in my shoulders, or, wherever it is in your body. And then think back to another time. You could think back to another time that was related to that as well, but focus on where it makes you, the anger, you feel that in your body. And then also, after that, you're going to focus on what the negative voice says about that situation. And that situation is, whatever it is, but listen to what the voice says. Oh, you weren't good enough for that job, or, you're not worthy, or whatever it is that that negative voice is saying. And then I want you to keep those eyes closed, and then bring your hands up to your cup and over your mouth like this. Not good for radio, but good. Okay. So you want to cup your hands over your nose and mouth and sort of breathe the oil in while focusing on that upsetting moment. And you just want to breathe the oil in for about maybe about a minute, 30 seconds, a minute. And then I want you to notice that shift that's happening, that where you felt that anger, maybe a little bit lighter in your shoulders, maybe that snapshot that you had of that situation, it sort of dissipates, pixelates, goes away. Great. And then you kind of don't hear that voice anymore, that, oh my God, you're so unworthy voice, or whatever the voice was saying. And then you notice how you feel. Notice that if a layer dropped away, and embrace that. And then that is one way to sort of let go of junk. It's a layer. And, that's how stuff happens to us. Things come on in layers, and we could take them off in the same layers. That technique is part of the Aroma Freedom technique. You can look at that on my website, or you can look it up online. It doesn't matter. But I'm a certified instructor in Aroma Freedom technique. Sessions are really, really cool. And if you ever have trouble, go onto my website, mediumshipbypicasso.com, and book an AFT session. And just try it with me. Once you know how to do it, and this will be online, so you can always listen back to this. But once you know how to do it, you have a tool in your hand. Man, you could do a lot with that tool. You can do a lot with it. You can let a lot of crap go, let me just tell you. And I can tell you firsthand, it works super, super well. So that's part of the rise above and growth that Spirit wanted me to talk about today. They say that, we want to hold you in our hearts, and we want you to have faith in your words. One of the things that I have instilled in my mind, and I would like to inspire you to remember, is words are very powerful. They have an effect on not only you, but they have an effect on the energy in the space that you're in. They have an effect on the energy in that you're putting out, so people around you can feel that. Words, you can make a choice. You can say something really cool, kind, or funny, or you can say something really crappy and shitty. You get to choose. So moving forward into all this newness and the upgrade of energy and what's happening in the world, choose good words. Choose kind words. Choose words that are going to help you heal, and they're going to help other people around you heal. That's just going to create a space for good stuff to come to you. Paving the road with kindness and paving the road with good energy. I mean, you can't go wrong with that. It sure beats, beating the crap out of each other and, throwing some hate around and stuff like that. That just gets exhausting. Exhausting. Nobody wants that. The other thing moving forward and with all the change that's happening, Spirit wanted me to remind you to educate yourself in the options that are available to you. So don't freak out. Nobody freak out. Just sit back and think. What are my options? What can I do? What am I good at? What do I love? For me, I love helping people. I believe I'm here to give back. And I'm an old soul. Old souls are here to give back. We're here to, look, we still got to make a living, just like everybody else. I'm fixing to grow this business. I'm fixing to connect with as many people out there as I possibly can. And I love you guys. And I want to stay connected to you. That's what makes me happy. But if I didn't know how to do that, what would I do? Let's think about that. I actually had a situation like that back in 2008 when that market crashed. I found myself stuck in a situation, and then I had to decide, do I move forward and live in Panama and try to make a go of it, or do I freak out and, stay behind and take huge losses and all of that? Well, I ended up taking huge losses just like everybody else back in the crash in 2008. But I moved forward, and that instigated change in me and growth and healing. And so had I made the other decision, I don't know. Would I have had the same experience? Of course not. Would I be where I am? Probably not. I might just, have turned into a dang couch potato. And, that would have been that. Well, probably not really, but, moss doesn't grow under my feet. It never really has. So, but anyway, those are things that that you can really think about. Think about what your options are. And I would recommend, as a matter of fact, this happened, I think, in one of last week's readings. Try not to do necessarily the same thing that you were doing before. Think about what makes you happy. And certainly, of course, if it makes you happy doing the job that you had before you got laid off or before the business shut down, try and go back to that. That's okay. But think about what sort of angle you could get to, with regards to a new business or a new job or a new career. Think about those things. There are loads of ways to do really cool, shifts in job change. There's schools out there. There are programs out there. I don't know. You just have to kind of figure it out and listen. There's one thing that you can do to kind of figure out, what it is that you want to do. And here's the thing. You can close your eyes, take a deep breath in, close your eyes, sort of center yourself in your heart space, and then just ask yourself, if I could change one thing in my life, what would it be? And with your eyes closed, let that thing float to the top. I want to be a teacher, or I want to be a baker, or I want to learn to fix cars, or I want to be a journalist, or whatever. That thing that floats to the top has some significance to it. It's not it's not BS. So just so you know, there's something connected to it. Those inner thoughts and inner dreams, they kind of stay inside of us. And but if we allow it to come up, we give ourselves an option to change. And if it can be here, then you can put it into play. Just be open to the ways that lead you to get there, okay? Spirit also wanted me to touch on something that's a little more sensitive, and it's important that we pay attention to our neighbors and the people around us and situations that might be a little uncomfortable. They wanted me to talk about domestic violence and domestic abuse. Look, I tend to draw people into my arena that have trauma or PTSD or, things like that have happened to them or are happening to them. And it's because I've run the gamut. I have been down those roads and come out the other side. And I have to just say that when we are in situations where we're having to quarantine with each other, sometimes that gives the victim no place to go, no out, yes. My nose is kind of running now, so I know that Spirit's on with this one. This is how they work through me. They made my nose run. So one of the things to remember when we're in these lockdown situations or quarantine situations, there's going to be households out there where stuff is happening and it's not fun. And there's abuse and molestation and anger and frustration and fear and stuff. I want people to know that, there are ways to get out. Please, I want you to know that we care, that I care, and Spirit knows that I care, or they wouldn't have put this in my lap today. So in these situations, I'm going to tell you that lifeline for the domestic abuse hotline is, I'm going to give you the phone number for it. It's 800-799-SAFE. That's 800-799-7233. If, in fact, you have a neighbor or know of somebody who's in trouble, please reach out to whoever that you can reach out to figure out. Don't try to fix it yourself. That is a bad idea because everybody can't get out in the way that you would want them to get out. So reach out to the authorities and, get a lifeline set up for somebody so that when the time is right and the time is ready, that they have a way to turn. Okay. I'd like everybody before the end of the day sometime to just send a little energy in the direction of all those who are needing help in those situations. Please let them know they're not alone and that there is help out there and that people do care and that they are worthy of becoming in a safe situation. They are worthy of being heard and treated well and treated right and with love and care. So I'm gonna leave that part right there. Again, that phone number for somebody that needs it, it's a domestic abuse hotline. It's 800-799-7233. So it would be 800-799-SAFE. Okay. And that's a number that you can reach out to for friends and neighbors and things like that. Please, check in with the authorities on what is the right way to help somebody in that situation. I am not an authority on that. I can tell you I've been on the other side of that. And I didn't know about hotlines. I don't think they really existed when, things were happening with me. I sort of fell through the cracks a little bit. But anyway, I'm going to leave it that there. I just want you guys to know that there's help, no matter what, and just really know that you're loved and that you can find a new way to be and that you deserve more. So one of the, let's see, hold on a second. I'm going to pull a card today, but I wanted to share with you really quick. So I'm going to change. I'm going to go a little lighter now. We're going to go a little more fun now. I have my deck of cards, the deck of oracle cards that I created. You can get these on my website. Oops, let me bring this down so you can see it. They're called I'm No Angel, But I'm Trying. And it's a 52 card deck, spiritually guided with love, laughter, love, light, and a little laughter. Anyway, listen, I did these cards with my master guide, and he's a friggin' crack up. Let me just tell you what. Love my master guide. So today, what you do with these cards is you kind of shuffle them up and you can ask a question. And I did that earlier this morning. I was sipping on my coffee. I'm like, I'll pull a card today. And 2 popped out. And that's kind of how it happens. When you're shuffling, I shuffle like this. It's a new way. And I have freakishly small hands, but this is kind of how you do it. And then a card pops out, right? Basically. So I left mine out because they're gas. The first one that I got was dude, sister, bestie. So that tells me connect with my friends today. And before I even got online here with you guys today, one of my very dear friends reached out to me, so I'll be calling her back. So you always get the cards that you need. The other card that I pulled, man, this one, I knew it was going to come out. I just knew. Diet. Shit. If you get this card, I don't know what to tell you. Been there, done that. It must be time again. And I'm on a dang stinking diet. So there you go. So that's just Spirit's way of telling me stick to it another week, and then I'll have a break, and then and then I'll get back on it. But they don't want me to lose traction. I got to stay fit in my jeans, Very important task. So I'm going to pull a card for you guys today in general. So I'm going to ask Spirit, just in general for the crowd. Because dang, time is going by. And then I'm going to quickly read something from my book. Oh, there we go. Okay, here's the card. It says, just go. This goes perfectly in line with looking at the options that you have and all of that. It says, just go. Focus on the task at hand until it's complete. Don't get distracted. And when the stinking light turns green, go, damn it. So just go and move forward, run to those options, try things out. You never know. Things just might go your way. You never know until you try. Okay. I got about, I don't know, however many minutes. Do I have time in this one? Yeah. So this is my book, Walking Away. I'm going to quickly read this. I'm pretty sure I've got time. In the book, there's something I have called side steps. And this one jumped out to me. Now, my mom has passed a couple of years ago, Geneva Laverne. I love you. And I wrote this one when I was in the jungle in Panama, Central America. It goes like this. It's almost 2 a.m, and I can't sleep because I'm thinking about you and me. This is the time when I would like to say thanks so much for being a wonderful mom and being so supportive through the years, but I can't. I want to say more than anything that I want to be there for you in this time of need, not for who you were then, but who you are now. We have never had that loving mother-daughter relationship. It's been rocky for so many years. I remember never being able to buy you a normal Mother's Day card without being in an absolute lie. You were the one who told me never fall in love. I can still hear you say it to this day. I was young and wanted nothing more than to do just that. You taught me to fight for the underdog, but somehow I learned to fight for everything because I had no choice. When I was young, there was something I wanted. You told me, sorry, producer Dave, wish in one hand and shit in the other and see which one gets full fastest. Each time you ran away from home, I feared I would never see you again. So when you took me with you on occasion in the middle of the night, I cherished it being just you and me, even though you were drunk because I loved you so much. You kicked me out of the house when I was 14, then told me I was a stupid child. I cried so hard I couldn't breathe for days. Years later, in some crazy stupor, you sent me a silly little refrigerator magnet that said, don't quit. I was 19 when I wrote this. I was 48. I'm now 48 and I still have it. I'm going to read you that. It's the end of that part of the chapter. And this This poem was written by John Greenleaf Whittier, and I placed it in there. It's very, very important. It's titled, Don't Quit. When things go wrong, as they sometimes will, when the road you're trudging seems all uphill, when the funds are low and the debts are high, and you want to smile, but you have to sigh. When care is pressing you down a bit, rest if you must, but don't you quit. Life is queer with its twists and turns, as every one of us sometimes learns. And many a person turns about when they might have won had they stuck it out. Don't give up, though the pace seems slow. You may succeed with another blow. Often the struggler has given up when he might have captured the victor's cup. He learned too late when the night came down how close he was to the golden crown. Success is failure turned inside out, so stick to the fight. When your hardest hit, it's when things seem worse, when you mustn't quit. Okay, guys, I just want to say thank you for being here. It's been a day. I wish you all the best. I love you all. Thank you, A1R Radio, for having me on, and many, many blessings. I think, how much time? Are we good, Dave? Are we good? Oh, we got a couple. Ta-da! 90 seconds. Oh, okay, great. So remember that phone number that I told you about? Go onto my website. Check out my book. It's called Walking the Way, and or the Oracle Cards. I'm no angel, but I'm trying. Book a session with me. You know, once you find somebody that you mesh with, whether it's me or another reader or somebody out there, it's good to check in about once or twice a year, once every 6 months, you know, have a reading, check in with spirit, learn how to do that, learn lessons, all of that. Thank you, Producer Dave. Thank you, A1R Radio. And I would like to say many blessings. Love and light to you guys. Rock on. Have a great rest of your time.